Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Single Parents Podcast. Hope you all are doing well heading into the summer season. We didn't have an episode last week because it was a 3-day weekend, and I'm sure Jess was partying hard. What was I doing last Monday? I did something responsible. Oh, I put in my new AC unit. That's what I did. I did housework because it's going to start getting hot. So I had to make sure the house got nice and cool for when the girls are around and they're sitting around now that school is out and they're like, I'm bored. There's nothing to do. Can you take us here? Can you take us there? Can we go buy this squishy? And I'm like, bro, I got to work when the schools start back up, but at least we'll be nice and chilly and cool in the house when that inevitably happens. But Jess, how's it going? How was your Memorial Day weekend? Looking forward to summer. What's up with you?
You know what's so crazy, you guys, is like Anthony and I planned on filming on Memorial Day
We
because I was
did,
like, oh
yeah.
yeah, like I'm not busy, like I'm not doing anything. Like I
Yeah,
might be going over to my brother's, but like we could still
fair.
try and find a time. And please tell me why, like I am such a meathead. And I don't know, I just feel like I don't know why I didn't put it in my calendar. Like, I am such a stickler for like writing things down or putting them in my calendar, and I did not put it in my calendar. So, you know what that means? I freaking forgot about it. But, and then like we were talking, I think that was the very next day, and we were like, shit, like that didn't happen. And
Yeah.
and Anthony said something kind of like to what he said now. He's like, "Oh yeah, like you were busy. It's fine. Like chill vibes." And I was like, "Actually, I didn't. It wasn't chill vibes because like I was supposed to go over to my brother's and I didn't. Like I had all the time in the world to be at home and do the podcast, and I didn't go to my brother's because I ended up crying on accident. Um,
Aw.
yeah, it was like really dramatic. I like talked to my coworker about it. Um, I just, I like feel like I didn't need to cry, but I was just having a moment. You know, as girls, we
Just
have our
having one of those
moments.
days. Yep.
Yeah, literally, I
Mhm.
asked my brother and sister in law to bring my dog Zoe over because she's a lab and my brother is a pool.
Okay,
And
okay.
I want Zozo girl to swim when it's hot outside. And like, she never gets the opportunity to unless we like go to a lake or a dog park that like allows for swimming, which there aren't a lot around me. Like I would have to drive all the way to the city to go to like a special dog beach or something like that. So yeah, my brother basically told me no. And what did I do? I cried. I literally cried.
Aw.
Like like his wife told me no in a text at first, and so I decided to FaceTime my brother
Oh.
Nick. And I'm like chill, I'm like chill. Like I was
Yeah.
emotional on the inside, but I wasn't emotional on the outside about it. And I was like, Nick, like I don't understand like why I can't bring Zoe. And he's like, it's not that big of a deal. Like we have people here, we'll do it another time. Like he's just listing off like all these reasons like XYZ as to why Zoe can't
Yeah.
come. And I was like, "Okay," and I, like, hung up with him, started crying. Started crying. I like, so drama, so drama. So, went to the store to get a kiddie pool, for Zoe and Grayson, and, Grayson didn't wanna get in it because the water was too cold, so he just threw a bunch of toys in there. Zoe wouldn't even go near the freaking water because it's, like, small. Like, she needs a big body of water to, like, jump into like labs do.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, long story short is that I'm a meathead and forgot about Monday when I had all the time in the world, but I was emotional.
Yeah.
So, my Memorial Day weekend was like pretty good, but
Okay, cool,
could have
cool.
been better. But I'll tell you one thing that did make it better is I got a new car.
Well,
Um,
that's right. Yeah. We did we
yes.
we talked about that at the end of last episode, right? I believe
Did
so.
we?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it on the episode or did I tell you
Wait, or
after?
did we
I
just
like don't
talk?
even.
I think I don't remember if we actually talked about it on the show
I
because
know.
we talked about your whole was it Six Flags? Was that the amusement park ordeal?
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
saving the
actually,
money.
yeah, yeah. So I think we did talk about it. So yeah, so
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
you got the car, so give us a
Yeah.
breakdown of what it's like to be a Tesla girly.
Okay, so I'm a Tesla girly now. She's all blacked out. blacked out
Okay.
wheels, like the rims are blacked out, the car is blacked out, it's got tinted windows, some of them. I
Mhm.
guess like not all
Yeah.
tinted, but the
Okay.
interior's black. I had the option to do black or white. She's 2022 Model Y. Um and I am absolutely obsessed with her. I named her Tessie, so she's my Tessie girl.
Nice.
Um
Good name.
yeah, right? So good. Like the song that's like my bestie and a Tessie. Like,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. So she's my Tessie gal. And as a girl who doesn't like to drive, like if I could have a private driver to chauffeur me around all the time, I would freaking do it because I just like don't like to drive. Like I just want to be in the car and I just want to like chill. Like it's not even like I want to like sit there and be on my phone. Like I just literally want to be a zombie in the car. And and my Tessie girl drives me around. It's so nice.
That's
Like,
so crazy.
yeah, no, I literally tell her where to go and she just goes. So like
What?
I had her drive me all the way to the zoo. So it was about an hour drive and you have to go on the expressway like and it's closer it's not it's closer to the city. So like it's not like the suburbs with the roads. So it could be like slightly more difficult to drive in. Um Tessie girl was going in. Like I think she's a safer driver than me because you could put limits to
Wow.
like how much you
Yeah.
wanted to go over the speed limit and like choices that you wanted to make. Like you could change all those settings. And so it's not like she was going super slow on the expressway. She wasn't going super fast, but she did go around like slow people. She put that ticker on and she just like would go around slow people and like it was so nice. And like we were stuck behind a Pace bus at one point because it was
Okay.
at the bus stop. And so, you know, when that happens and like everybody goes around the bus, Tessie girl slid right in to go around the bus. And like,
Oh,
I,
jeez.
yeah, she did roundabouts, everything. Like, she was so good. So, if anybody's like thinking about getting a Tesla, you should do it because it's actually not much more expensive if it
Mm.
like it's like the same amount as like getting a regular car. So it's like, why wouldn't you get the Tesla? And the other day I charged her and I spent 15 bucks, okay? Well, you
Oh
chumps.
my
Yeah,
gosh. That
the
sounds so nice.
chumpies.
So
Like
jealous.
when I was filling up my
Oh,
car before,
man.
because it's like an SUV, I'm spending like
Yeah.
80 to $100 on gas right now. And
Seriously.
so, yeah. And
Mm-mm,
so I
mm-mm,
filled up
mm-mm.
Tessie Girl for $15 at a Tesla
Oh my
supercharging
god.
station. So I just like,
Sheesh.
I'm
And
so
how often do you
happy.
have to charge it?
I'll probably do once a week. Cause like
Okay. Wow.
drive like crazy, like long
Oh, okay.
distances. It's just like Grayson's daycare and to work and sometimes like other things in between. But maybe once, maybe twice a week, you know?
Oh,
But like
okay.
that's not even that bad. And also like, you know, my brothers and my dad were like trying to convince me not to do it because they were like, oh, you have to like sit and wait for it to charge and
Uh,
stuff. Like if you don't have
yeah.
charging in your house. And I'm like, no, there's a Tesla like supercharging station. Like 10 minutes away from the house, 15 minutes away
Wow.
no, like 10 minutes away
Yeah.
from the house, 5 minutes away from work, so I just go during my lunch break, and it's by all these places, Starbucks,
Oh, there you go.
Chipotle, Jersey Mike's, Taco Bell. They're opening up a
Mhm.
7 Brew. Do you know what that is?
Oh, I never heard of that. No, but it sounds like a coffee
Okay,
shop, I'm assuming.
it's like your guys' like swig, I guess.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like
Gotcha.
foo-foo drinks and stuff, you know,
Yeah. Mhm.
like you can get the foo-foo drinks and then, like, coffee drinks and stuff, so it's like
Yeah.
that. It's, like, stuff that's really in, and,
Dang.
they're opening up a 7 Brew right by the Tesla charging station, so it's like, "Are you kidding me? I could just get myself a foo-foo drink," which I have been doing, and
Of
because
course.
I'm a whore for foo-foo drinks. If you guys saw, like, some of my recent TikToks, huge dirty whore for, a foo-foo drink.
That's
Um
right. Well, my girls and I watched your McDonald's McCafe soda,
No
whatever
way,
it
your
is,
girls watched
reviews.
it? They should not be
Yeah.
watching that. I had a potty mouth. My mom even commented that.
Oh, they've heard it all before. They don't care. They just wanna know what's hot. So, like, literally, they watched it and they're like, "Okay, yeah, I wanna go we're gonna go try that right now." And they went and got the blue one. I think it was
Yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
favorite.
Wait, did they think
Yeah.
that I was, like, really cool? Like, after watching it, they were like,
Oh
"Wow,
my
Jess is
gosh.
so cool."
They're obsessed with you in so many different ways. Like,
Oh,
no joke, they think you're the coolest person on earth, so you don't have to worry about
wait, no way. That's, like,
that.
what a huge compliment because I feel like younger girls and guys are, like,
Yeah.
super judgmental right now, and so they, like, think that, like, we're old, you know? They're like, "Yeah, you're
Yep.
old." Like, "What are you, like, 30?" And you're like, "That's old?" Question mark. But for the girls
Yeah.
to, like, think that I'm actually cool, like, that just
They
that
ask me
just
all the
made my
time
day.
because. Like, I live on the West Coast, Jess lives in the Midwest, and they ask me all the time, like, "How far is it from, like, our house to, like, the Chicago area again?" And I'm like, "Bro, it's not close." They're like, "Oh," because I think they think, like, they can just ask, like, "Can we, like, go hang out with Jess and Grayson this weekend or something?" I'm like,
Oh, wait,
we
that'd
got
be
a budget
so
for that."
fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
That'd
they
be so
no,
fun
anyway,
though,
yeah,
like,
they
to
think they're
go to
so
the
cool.
city.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'd be dope.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh my
that'd be
god,
dope.
the gals. Oh, I love
Mhm.
that. But, yeah,
That is awesome.
anyway, I have a Tessie, and to get a
Yeah,
foo-foo drink and just charge her for 25 minutes, so nice.
okay. I was
And
gonna ask how
and
long
you
it took, so it's like 25 minutes?
yeah, like, depending on how much you wanna charge it, they recommend that you really only get, like, 80% charge just for, like, charging, like, the battery purposes, like, for longevity and
Mhm.
stuff, so they suggest just going to, like, 80%, but, I mean, you can go above, you just can't do it all the
Sure, sure,
time.
sure.
Um, but, yeah, the other day, like, I got a sandwich, and then I sat in my car and ate it while
Yeah.
watching stuff because they have, like, theater mode on the screen. So, like, if the
Oh,
car is
that's
stopped, like, you can watch Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, um,
nice.
and then they also have, like, games and stuff on there too. Like, you could play, like, racing games, like, in your parked Tesla. It's, like, the
Hmm,
coolest shit ever. Like, why would
that is
you not
sick.
want that? So,
Dang. You're gonna
anyway,
have to start getting some commission checks because 'cause you're really selling the Tesla dream to people,
yeah,
even to
no,
me, so
okay.
you might have to get
Elon,
some
my
sponsorships deal. Hey,
email,
Elon Musk,
yeah,
there you go. Let's sponsor Jet, sponsor the show, do what you gotta do.
and
We'll take
just so
that
you know,
Tesla money.
Elon, we want our charging fee is $1 million, okay? And we know that
There
you can
you go.
afford that.
I was gonna say to him, that's like what, $2, and his maybe not even that for him. It's like sure, like that's like change. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
seriously.
for sure. So Elon Daddy, if you want to sponsor us because I'm talking about Tesla so much, we'll take $1 million, okay? Just so you know. That's and
Boom.
that's it. Anyway,
We'll take it. We'll
we can
take it.
keep
We'll
going
take
now.
it. No, that's cool. I'm glad you're heading into the summer with a new ride. I'm glad you're thriving. I'm thriving over here. I'm by the time this episode comes out, I'm like 2 weeks away from vacation, so I'm living it up. But I'm kind of in like a conflicted emotional state right now because also by the time this episode comes out. My summer obsession, you guys all know what I love, but this one show in particular dropped as of yesterday, I think, if you're listening to this episode when it actually comes out. And that's the show Love Island. Love Island season 8 dropped yesterday. So as of right now, I'm probably in the process of either watching it or getting on TikTok and watching people talk about it or Twitter or all the things. It literally consumes my most of my summer. I love it, but I'm so conflicted because when we're actually recording this episode is the day that they dropped the cast reveal of said season that's going to be out this summer. So literally 15 minutes before I hopped on the camera and started talking with Jess, I was looking through the new cast and looking at their pictures and being so sad because obviously I would have known way before today, but obviously that just cements the fact that I wasn't chosen to be on this season of Love Island and I'm not a part of the cast and that makes me, and when I bring that up around my kids, they're just like, well, duh, dad, you're way too old. And I'm like, thanks, guys. Thanks for stabbing me in the heart.
Oh
So
no.
it's so sad. It's so sad. But but Love Island isn't the only reality show out there that involves love and finding love. So I actually got an email, was it last week or the week before, from like casting people, because I've like talked to casting people. I've interviewed for reality shows before, so I'm still like within the circle of their email chain, I guess. So like casting producers will just send out like, "Hey guys, there's a show we're casting. Here's what it's about. Here's kind of who we're looking for. If you want to apply, here's the link." So I got one for a pretty popular Netflix dating show. I don't want to say what it is or give too much away because the casting people have all my info and they have the link to this podcast. So I don't want to jinx it by talking about it before I actually hear from them. Knock on wood, I'm going to hear from them, but it's a pretty good sized show and it did pretty well last year. And so they sent the flyer saying, "Hey, we're casting for season 2 of the show. If you fall under these criteria, then here's the link. Go fill out the link and maybe we'll be in touch." So last weekend I spent the whole weekend filling out the form, and it took me a whole weekend because there was like 100 something questions at least on that form. And they, if you've never filled out like a reality show application before, like they ask you so many freaking questions. And I didn't want to do it all in one sitting because I didn't want to have some of my answers start becoming stale and vague and kind of not that appealing. So I was like, I'll break this up over 7 days. That way every answer is like fresh and has a little peppiness to it. So sent that off last Saturday or Sunday. So we'll just keep your fingers crossed that I get the call, maybe go find my future wife on Netflix. But I was just going through that application. And like I said, there's like 100 something questions. And a lot of the questions are like the typical, like, what's your type? Like, what are you looking for? What do you think about physical stuff? What do you think about? I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But some of the questions, I was like, you know what? I'm going to save some of these and I'm going to like ask Jess some of these questions because we were just talking before we hit record. Like, I think we've known each other now maybe a little over a year, around the year mark. Been doing the show for a minute now. And so over this course of these last several months, been getting to know each other, but there's still more that we can learn about each other. There's still lore that can be dropped. So I pulled a few of these questions that I got from this dating show application and I saved them. And so, Jess, I'm just going to ask you a few questions and we're just going to get to know you a little bit better via Netflix dating application. And maybe I'll share some of my thoughts on. I don't know exactly what I responded to these questions as, but I'm sure it'll come to me as we're talking. So,
I'm
are you ready for the
excited.
first one?
Yes, I wanna know because I feel like like, I wonder how many people use, like, ChatGPT to answer. Because what a
Oh,
great,
I never
like
thought about that. Oh,
what a
I didn't
great,
think
like,
about that at
thought
all.
process for you to be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a week so everything is, like, fresh and fun." And I'm like, "Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's so true." Like, if you do answer, like, a really long questionnaire, like, you're just gonna give up at the end, and then
Yes.
your answers are not gonna be
Yeah,
as good, and, like, it's not gonna be as
exactly.
eye-catching. So, like, me answering these questions, I feel like I have to, like, channel my inner ChatGPT and give, like, the best possible answers that, like, show off my personality the best. So, let's fucking
There
go.
you go. Let's do it. Okay, so this first one, I mean, you can give the answer that I guess is the most predictable, if you want. But if you have any other answers that might apply to this question, let's hear it because I want to get to know you a little bit more. So the first one is, what would you say is your greatest accomplishment? And we know, you have your beautiful son, so I'm sure having him was a great big accomplishment. And that's what I would have said too, is having my girls. But trying to, well, I can share a little bit after you share. But so if you have any other responses to that question besides having your beautiful son, would love to hear it. But if that is your answer, then sure, that's your answer.
I feel like I could I wouldn't do the basic thing as being like, yeah, my greatest accomplishment is being a mom because I feel like that is super
Yeah,
duper
exactly.
basic. Um there are just so many things because I feel like I can talk about like maybe if I give like one overarching answer, I can describe lots of things, like a lot
Sure.
of accomplishments, like kind of like in a job
Mhm.
application when they're like,
Yeah.
what's your biggest strength? And then like, you're like, yeah, my biggest strength is this because I do this, 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 this. So it's like an umbrella term. So I think like I could say my biggest accomplishment is conquering and thriving, because I love that word, thriving through single
Yeah.
parenthood. And
Mm,
I
mhm,
could talk
mhm.
about how, like, it helped me financially. So, financial decisions is a huge success for me. Like, as somebody who doesn't get child support, getting a home, getting a car, running a business, like all those things, like, those are all great successes under the umbrella term that all happened during single parenthood. And then I also would probably bring up like still being a professional dancer and getting to meet
Oh, there you go.
famous people, because I would say like really like my biggest thing is like Grayson and dance, like those are like my two things for me. So I feel like my biggest accomplishment under the umbrella term of like conquering and thriving through single parenthood, finances, houses, cars, business, being a professional dancer, meeting Cascada, meeting Mario, dancing on TV, dancing for ABC, dancing for NASCAR, dancing for Megan the Stallion, like all those things. Like, what average person can say that you were able to do those things? Like,
Yeah.
so if I like thought about like what would really make sense for this casting, like it's so hard because like I feel like they always get young people that like don't have children. And so like if you do have children,
Okay.
there could only be like one, maybe two on the season, you know? So like you could say
Right,
that, but you
yeah,
could
yeah.
also you could try and play into that, but like there are probably a lot of people that apply and like the chances of being chosen, it's hard. So, like, I think I would probably go into like dance and talk about like all the great successes that I've had with dance, because they probably know that I'm already like a great performer and a star.
Obviously, obviously.
And it'll work in my favor on the TV show. So I would say, so I don't even know. I don't even know how I would like phrase that into a long thing. I can't even
Mm,
channel my inner chat GPT, but it'd be like conquering and thriving through single parenthood,
yeah.
financially, emotionally, um, expanding my dance career, business things, and that's it. I don't know, what did you end up putting? Did you do the dad stuff?
I did, but I think I came from it from the angle of like I feel like where I'm at in life right now with two daughters around 10 years old who are going on vacations and playing sports and going to the store, doing their little shopping sprees and going to McDonald's and buying their sodas. The fact that I've gotten us as a family here to this point is huge because when I first entered into single parenthood, first started going through my divorce, it my daughters were, I don't know, both like under 2 years old, like they were super, super young. So I basically had 2 babies, and I stepped out of my career right around the same time that I was going through the divorce, and I got like a bad like infection in my arm that I was hospitalized for a while. So all of those things were happening, got out of the hospital, basically didn't have a job. I got a job working a few hours in the morning at UPS, which only paid like a couple $100 a week. But still having to have the girls on and off when their mom was at work and doing other stuff. And so I remember one time in particular, like I just needed to like go get them some milk to fill their sippy cups with at the grocery store. And I maybe had, I don't know, $2 in my bank account or something like that, but milk was, I'll say, like 250 or whatever it was. So like I literally remember one time digging through my couch just hoping I could find like a couple of loose dimes, or God, would be amazing if I found a quarter or two just so I could go like walk to the grocery store and buy a gallon of milk. And so I think about how I went from that, being in that reality with 2 babies, to where I am now and again going to Mexico in a couple of weeks. I was just like I see that as my big accomplishment. Like, yes, being their dad's a good accomplishment, but the fact that I literally was at as rock bottom as you could get, and I didn't give up, and I still persevered, and now literally the girls' mom will tell me sometimes, like, do you know that the girls' friends think they're like we're rich? I'm like, what? Why would they think that? Because we're definitely not rich. But it's like, yeah, because they see, like, if they're buying these drinks and get these clothes, and they're going to shopping sprees with these squishies, and they're going on vacations. So people just assume that we're, or their friends, like in school, think that my girls are rich. And so, but she says that as like a way of like saying, like, hey, we need to like not spoil them so much. But I felt proud when I heard that, because I was like, huh, I went from digging for dimes in my couch to giving my girls a life to where, even though we're not, like, they are thriving, and people think like, oh, look at them, they're living such a fancy life. So I was really proud about that. So I think I condensed that. Obviously, you can only fit like 3 sentences, but I said something to that effect.
You are the one building the legacy. That's like,
Yeah, definitely.
like you start from the bottom, like you are the start of the legacy. Like I think about like
Yeah.
my family name and stuff, and I feel like my legacy started with my grandpa. Like I think about
Okay.
like the history, and like grandpa
Mhm.
Doretti was like the one who like started the legacy, and like it's
Mm,
just been
nice.
carried on since. So like you are like the legacy holder, you know? Like it's
That's
you.
awesome.
Like you get the title of like being the person that started the legacy, if you like ever think about things in that way. But it should make
That
you
is
feel
pretty cool.
good.
Yeah, it makes me feel, yeah, so proud, because yeah, they're happy, and they're doing awesome, and they're just all smiles. And it's not even just about the material stuff that like they get. It's just the fact that we are literally in a spot where we have a roof over our head, and we have a dog, and we don't have to really worry about too much. Like, I just know where I was. How long ago was that? Almost 10 years ago. Just looking back at that version of me who was just like so scared and literally did not. Actually, I tell people that it's hard for me sometimes to talk about that time when I was at the very beginning of my single parent journey, but not because it's like so traumatically hard or sad, or like I want to start crying or anything, but I just have a hard time talking about it because I just don't remember a whole lot of it. Like, I feel bad for my younger daughter because she was like, again, maybe a year old around that time. So she'll like ask me questions about like, oh, when I was a baby, was I like blah blah blah, and I just got to be like, Maddox, I'm sorry, I don't remember, because I was such in like survival mode. Like, again, literally just trying to go have enough money to buy a gallon of milk. That whole season seems so fuzzy because I was literally just trying to survive. So again, for me to go from that to have enough time and resources to sit and do a podcast every week, like, I'm really very very proud of that. So yeah,
You should be
that's
proud
my
of it. You're crushing it. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, next question, and this is a big question for reality shows, because they love their drama, they love their fights, they love their disputes, especially for women for some reason on those shows. But the question I have for you next is, how do you handle conflict? So it could be any type of conflict. You can take that question however you want, but let's just say in context for like a reality show, it's with you and another woman, and you have beef over something, and she's in your proximity. So it's not even just like social media conflict, like random people online, but there's Bridget, and you got beef with Bridget, and but she's right there. She's right freaking there. I have to look at her face every day. How would you slash do you handle conflict with people like Bridget?
Mm, okay, so I feel like I get to answer this like two ways, because I think like my first way, like, if it wasn't for reality TV, like, I feel like I would just be like, "I'm just leaving it because they're a fucking loser." Like, they're not even worth the drama.
Oh,
Like, that's, like, how I
okay.
feel when I'm like, if it's somebody that, like, you're not super close with, or, like, it doesn't, like, affect your day-to-day life, like, I'd be like, I don't wanna talk to you, like, I'm better than you, like, it's like, you're like nothing to me, like, all this drama, stupid, like, um, so, like, I feel like I would just, like, leave it, but for reality show
Mhm.
sake, I I also, like conflict in a
Oh, okay.
not like it, but I'm not afraid to, like, express my feelings when something bothers me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I talked about this with the girl that does my hair extensions because we both come from, like, Italian backgrounds, and, and I basically, like before we even knew each other's, like, backgrounds and stuff like that, it was, like, maybe the first or second appointment, and you're there for a long time because she has to, like, take everything out and install, like, the new hair and stuff. So you're there for a while, and, and you get to know each other. And so, like, I think she, like, asked me something, and I gave, like, a really blunt response about, like, what my opinion was on something. And she was like, you're Italian, right? Like, your last name ends in an I, like a T-I, like, you're
Yeah.
definitely Italian, and she's like, "And I could tell based off of, like, how your response was," and I was like, "Yeah, like, I feel like for me, I don't really sugarcoat, um, my thoughts or feelings, like, I always try to express, like, things in a good way, but I also, like, I'm going to get straight to the point, like, there's no, like, sugarcoating and, like, giving the fluff, like I mean, certain scenarios you have to do that, when it comes to, like, explaining things with kids or whatever, but I grew up with my parents being super blunt towards me, and just, like, saying it like it is, and my dance teachers were, like, blunt and say it like it is, nobody cares, like, excuses, like, just can't be a thing, so
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
so,
Mhm.
like, I feel like I would be super good at conflict because I also know that, like, I 1, I, like, say it like it is, but I also know I don't think like, this is never I don't know, because my brothers and I are, like, all the same. I don't know what it is, but my mom and dad aren't like this, but, like, my brothers and I are super, like, quick with, like, responses that are gonna, like, hurt your feelings. Like, we're
Oh.
good I think somebody described it as, like, we're good with our tongues because we could
Wow.
just, like, say some shit that's gonna, like,
Yeah.
rock your fucking body like you weren't expecting that. Um, like, stupid stuff, like, that would, like, hurt your feelings,
Mhm, mhm.
we could really do it well, so I think, like, for reality show sake, I would probably say something like, "I love conflict, I'm really good at it, and I'm really good at hurting
Wow.
people's feelings."
Oh, yeah, then they would love you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you'd get a lot of
Yeah.
screen time. Like, if you ever watch reality shows, but, like, they do, like, a reunion at the end of the season, and usually there's, like, people fighting and stuff like that. So those producers would love to have you around because
See, but the
that's what
thing is
they
like,
do.
I don't wanna be the villain of the season because, like, how there's
Oh,
always, like
gotcha.
there's the
Yep.
villain of the season who's just, like, a total fucking
Yeah.
bitch, and, like,
Yes.
I don't wanna be that girl. I wanna be,
Oh,
like, the hidden, like, slick girl, like, yeah, I'm sweet, I'm
okay.
fun, I'm friends with everyone, but,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know, like, if somebody, like, crosses me, like, I'm definitely gonna say something, and it's going to hurt your fucking feelings, and it's going to be
Sure.
true. It's going to be, like, some
Mhm.
true shit that, like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to, like, hide from, like, I will s like, some personal stupid shit, like, I don't know. So, that would be my response. Do you
Interesting,
like
interesting.
conflict? No, you don't.
I
You
I just
you
never
you
get into
don't.
conflict. I
Yeah.
don't. I just not a big conflict guy because I think number one, like, there's very few things that really get under my skin enough for me to even feel like I care to, like, exude that energy towards conflict. Like, obviously, if you're messing with my kids, then that's gonna make me go from 0 to 100 really quick. But other than that, like, I'm just like, like, I'm pretty good about, like, getting over stuff. And not just that, but, like, I don't have a lot of conflict because I'm just good with being cool all the time with whoever I'm around. And I think to my detriment, I've had to work on this in therapy. Like that's kind of like a defense mechanism is that like I'm very good at like knowing what room I'm about to walk into and molding myself to be besties with whoever is in that room. And so I want to say I'm not like fake, like I don't go in and like pretend, but I'm just good at like chopping it up with anybody. To the point where I don't know why we were even on this conversation, but one of my daughters was we were talking about prison, like me going to prison for something. I don't know why she thought I was going to prison, but I don't know. We were talking about me going to prison. And she's like, "Yeah, dad, I don't want you to go to prison because I just don't think you'd make it, dude. Like you're just way too soft for prison." Like literally those were her words.
She's a
And I was like,
savage.
"Sheesh." But I was like, I think I would do okay in prison because I would just be the guy who's cool with everybody, like hooks up people, like, "Hey, you need this? I got you, bro. Let me go take care of this." Or I just don't think I think I would just be the guy, like, "Oh, there's Anthony, like, he's cool with that crew and that crew," and I think I'd probably do really well in prison,
You're
but she thinks I would be cooked in 2
a
seconds. I'm like, "No, I
chameleon.
a chameleon, yes, I would know how to
Yeah.
blend in with anybody." So, but I think that's just because there's like I said, there's very few things, except for the obvious stuff, that would get me to where I'd want conflict. So I think the only thing in a reality show sense I would have conflict is that I would really struggle with the whole talking to somebody, falling for somebody, and then depending on what show it is, but there'll be maybe another guy that she's interested in, or they bring in
Mm.
another guy halfway through the season and be like, now your woman's going to go on a date with Marco, and you have to stay back at the villa while she's on this date with Marco. Like that sort of stuff gets me because I hate comparing myself or feeling compared or feeling tempted to be compared to other people. So if she's like, "Oh my gosh, I had this great date with Marco, so now I don't know what to do. Should I pick Anthony? Should I pick Marco? Marco's tall and all this, but Anthony's very smart." Like that would get to me because I hate being compared to people. So I think my insecurities would get out that way. But if it's just guy drama, if it's just other stuff, then I wouldn't really care.
Yeah. I don't it's such, like, a tough thing, like, because you also,
Yeah,
like, have to be someone, like, they're not gonna put you on reality TV if you're, like, boring to watch, like, you have to be
true.
super entertaining, you
Yeah,
have to be a personality, like, you just do, like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to be the asshole, you have to be the douchebag, you have to be
Yep,
the cheater, you have to be the
yeah,
guy that loves to fight, the one that loves conversation. Like, you have to be all these
yeah,
things, so, like,
sometimes,
if you're not
exactly.
anything, like, I feel like they're gonna be like, "All right, like, this person isn't
Yep.
gonna give us good reality TV." So, like, I feel like you would have to just, like, give some crazy
Yeah, you just
response.
gotta just play it up or do something, I guess, and I think I could do that because I think I could just charm my way through it. But this next question, I guess it's kind of like maybe a two-parter, an A and a B to this overall theme of this question, but it has to do with people perceiving you a certain way, maybe people judging you or having the opportunity to judge you and how you deal with that. So I guess the first part of the question is how do you deal with putting yourselves in positions where people might judge you or have opinions, strong opinions about whatever it is you're choosing to do, like going on a reality show or doing a podcast every week where you share it on Instagram or whatever. But how do you deal with people judging you? And the part B to this is specifically though, when it comes to your family, how would you handle it if your family came to you and was just like, "Hey, whatever it is that you're doing, you buying this Tesla, you taking this job, you going on this show, I don't think you should really do it. Don't really think it's the best. Your family has very strong opinions opposing what you want to do. How do you care? Do you just say, whatever, I'm going to just do my own thing? Or does your family's opinions and judgmental words stop you from doing XYZ?
Um, I would say okay, so, like, yeah, definitely a two-part question. I would like to put myself in the category of somebody who's really strong and confident, um, and it's not like always like confident on like the way that I look, but I feel really, really confident about decisions that I make and things that I do in my day to day life. Like I feel really, I don't know, because it's like weird because I feel like I'm decisive in some ways, but if I'm making like a big decision, like I feel good about the decision that I make. And I always know that I'm going to do the right thing, like the right thing by me and my family and whatever. Like, and just like my example is like, m- um, my cousin is like, oh, I'm worried about like being a mom and all of these
Mm,
things. Like, what's the right thing to do? And I'm like, you are going to do the right thing and it's going to be the right thing. Like, you're
mm,
not gonna have to second guess, like, you're gonna know what the right thing to do is, you know?
mhm,
But,
mhm.
like, I think, like, I feel so much about myself in that way that I'm like, I know what the right thing to do is, you know? And I feel good about the decision that I make. I feel like I am a very, uh, um, factual, true person. Like, I am not in my own world where I'm like, oh my God, I'm a millionaire. Like, I have so, like, I'm not delusional, I guess. Like,
There you go. Yeah.
and it's like, does anybody ever really know when they're delusional though? They're not going to be like, yeah, I'm a delusional person. I guess maybe some people do. But like, when I got ridiculed by like millions and millions of people on TikTok about
Right.
like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
single mom thing, like, I'm
Mhm.
not delusional. Obviously, no, that gets rid of like 70% of the male population. Like, I'm
Right.
not stupid. Like, obviously, I know that. Like, and people like think that like I'm like stupid because of it. And I'm like, but I'm not. Like, I literally know. Of course, 70% of the male population is going to be gone because they don't want to be with a woman that already is a kid at
True.
fucking 25
Yeah.
years old. Like, what the fuck? Of course, I know that. Like, so I feel like when I have criticism, like, it, I feel like I reflect on myself a lot. So, like, if something is an issue, like, I already know that it's an issue. Like, if someone to be like, you need to fucking wash your hair, I'll be like, yeah, I know that I haven't washed it in 4 days. That's why it's in fucking braids. Like, so if somebody makes
Yeah.
fun of me for having dirty hair, I'm going to be like, yeah, I haven't washed it. Like, I know that this is a problem. I know it doesn't, but I've washed my body every single day. You know, like, I don't know, like things like that. If they want to judge like the way that you look, like it's not something that I've already thought about myself, you know? And I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like people could be delusional to be like, well, no, I have a nice nose.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, like stupid things like that. Like when I look at myself
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, I have a double chin. And I know that I do because I have this frog chin from my mom. I literally call it my frog
Frog
chin.
chin? Oh
Yeah,
my god.
because my brothers and I all have it, and it comes from my mom's side, like,
Oh,
her mom had
interesting.
it. Um, it's just like, I don't know. If anybody's, like, watching this, like, this is my frog chin.
I've
This is it.
never heard of a frog chin before. Interesting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but, like, if somebody would be like, "Hey, you need to lose weight," I'd be like, "Yeah, I fucking do." Like, of course, I look
Mm.
at myself in the mirror every day after I get out of the fucking shower. Of course, I see that my tummy's a little bit flabby. Like, it's not something that I, like, haven't thought about myself, and it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not
Mhm.
insecure about it because I know that it's a fact, like, it doesn't bother me, I don't have to be delusional about, like, the way that my body looks like, "Can I lose a couple pounds? Yeah." Like, "Should I get some chin lipo? Fuck yeah, when I have the money, that's fucking happening, alright?"
There you go.
Fake tits,
Mhm,
liposuction,
mhm.
all the things that's gonna happen when I have money, and I'm not gonna lie
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
Like, "Oh my god, your tits
That's
look super
right.
fake." Like, good, because they are fake. Like, I just feel like
Own it.
that's how I
Own
feel.
it.
So, like, if people wanna judge, like, it's fine. It's not something that I
Yeah.
haven't judged myself on already. So it just doesn't
Okay.
affect
There you
me.
go.
And the facts are fine. And when it comes to, like, my family being judgmental of
Mhm.
decisions that I make, for example, the Tesla, my brother told me not to do it, my
Right.
dad told me not to do it, and they basically listed out, like, the cons of it. So, like, but I knew in my head that it was a good decision for me because I never get to spoil myself in that type of a way.
Mhm.
Like, I never make big purchases like that. Never. Like, I never do it. I never really do anything that's it's like all my money goes towards like daycare and things towards Grayson and a better life for
Yep.
him. But like, what about me?
Mm.
Like, I should be
Yeah.
doing stuff for myself. So like my dad was like, oh, charging it and the charging stations and it taking too long and the monthly payments and the car insurance. And I'm like, actually, like I did all the research. Like they just like are literally
Mhm.
pulling shit out of their fucking ass
Oh,
because
yeah.
they
Oh,
want to like
shit.
shit on what
Yeah.
I want to do. And
Exactly.
and so like in my head, like I knew that it was the right decision to make, but there is a thing that like I very much trust my family's opinions and what they say and stuff. Um so a lot of the time like my dad, my mom and my brothers are all very much on the same page when it comes to like big decisions and stuff like that. Um or like how we feel about certain situations and whatnot. But when they don't agree with me on something, like it's something that they just end up being okay with. Like it's because my family's not the type of person to be like, well, I'm disowning you as a family member because you did
Mhm.
XYZ or you said XYZ. Like my dad was like, you're not allowed to get tattoos. And I literally got tattoos. And then he was like, wow, your artist is really good. And I'm like, yeah, like I spent a lot of money on a great
Yep.
artist. Like I'm not going to be stupid putting like well, some people would say that this is stupid, but she's beautiful. She took a long time. She cost a
Right.
lot. Like, I went to a really good artist. Like, I'm super loyal to him, but I'm not like, it's not like stupid shit. Like, I don't know. It's not like the basic, like tattoos that you would see
Yeah.
anybody else
Right.
have. Like, I'm not getting cartoons on me. Like, this is genuine, good, realistic art that my artist puts on me. And like my dad told me not to do it and I did it anyway. And he's like, wow, it actually looks like really good. And I'm like, thank you. So yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
Usually we're on the same page,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Like I don't really feel weird about being judged because I've already judged myself so much. So
Mm.
I feel like that was like a really, really long answer, but that's genuinely how
No,
I feel. It's like
yeah.
I don't care about getting judged by other people because I've already judged myself and what's factual is factual. Like I can't be delusional about things. Like I can't be like, yeah, I'm actually 10 pounds lighter than I actually am. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You dummy. Like like it's just like, oh yeah, I should whiten my teeth. Like, of course I've already looked at that like myself. Like I don't I'm not delusional. So, anyway, that's my
Mhm.
answer. Hopefully that was good. Hopefully not
No, that
controversial.
was a good answer. No, that's a good answer. I like that answer. I like the delusion part of it because I think that's just part of life sometimes. Just to survive, you gotta be a little delusional to get yourself going. But I think for me, I don't even remember what I put for this answer. I think this is one of them I answered when I was starting to get tired and I just wanted to answer it so I could go watch TV or something. But I think now thinking about it, I don't really care now as a 36-year-old about people judging me because I spent a good chunk of my life, maybe up to like early 20s, mid 20s, like worried about that because I equated uh love and acceptance with being the same thing basically. So I equated if people accept me, then that means they'll love me. So like I'll just do whatever I can to be accepted by this group of people or this room of people or this person in order for them to love me. So I would do the whole to in an unhealthy way. I would do the chameleon thing that you brought up. Like I would figure out like, oh, okay, so who's this person? What are they like? What's their interests? Like who are they? Or what is this group of people? Who are they? And then I would mold myself to be a version of myself, a fake version that I thought they would want me to be in order for them to accept me and then therefore love me. And I just learned again early into my 20s that that was just not healthy and that I should just be myself and the people who accept me for who I am are going to be the people I really want to love me anyways. But the problem was I spent 20 something years living on that unhealthy mentality, so I needed to actually figure out who I was as Anthony, who really is Anthony, for me to even step into being that authentic version of myself. So for the last part of my 20s, I just went on a journey of discovering that person, and then now in my mid 30s, I figured that person out. I know who I am. I'm good. I know what I like, I don't like. I know what I want to do. I know what I don't want to do. And now I kind of live by a rule of like, unless, and maybe I said this on the podcast before, but unless they're sleeping in my bed, helping me pay my bills and helping me raise my kids, if they're not doing any of those things, then who really cares what their judgmental thoughts are at the end of the day? And I'm not saying like I don't listen to advice from friends or other people. Like I don't like, oh, well, I don't care what you think. I'm going to do whatever. Like I listen to people's wisdom, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to stay up and stress about like, oh, well, what are they going to think when I put out this clip of the podcast? Like, are they going to judge me for doing this podcast? Or when I go out and want to dance at this event, like, are people who's looking, are they going to look at me? Do I look cool? Do I look okay? Like, I just like, again, like, don't really care because at the end of the day, I'm doing my thing and I'm thriving, as I said earlier. So it's all good. But when it comes to my family, that was kind of a hard question because they've always just been like super supportive of like me and me doing my things. I've always been such a like an individual, like just wanted to try to like be myself as much as possible, even though it took me a while to figure out who that person was. It's like I've always been dabbling in media or putting myself out in some way or being the person who wants to get on stage and do XYZ. And I always have big ideas and all these grand things I want to do. And so my family, more than like judging me for stuff, they more like help me think through practical aspects of how to achieve the things I want to achieve, because I'm so sometimes like big picture of like, this is the plan, this is the dream, this is how we're shooting for the moon. And they're like, okay, but you just don't forget, like, to get to the moon, you first got to build your rocket. So do you know how you're building your rocket ship? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, I guess I didn't think about that. And then they'll help guide me. And so they're very good about that aspect. So I don't think so. I guess to answer my own question, if they were to come and say something against I was doing or judge me for something I was doing, I think I would hear their words because I would have to consider like, huh, my family really doesn't approach me like this very often. So the fact that they're doing that must mean something's pretty important, or maybe I'm missing something big. So let me like actually hear their words and kind of see why they felt the need to like really speak into whatever it is. But at the end of the day, like I said, and like you said, like I think you kind of just have to do you and trust your gut and know that if you have people around you who are going to speak up like that, then that's okay. But at the end of the day, you just can't base all of your decisions on what other people might think, because then you're gonna be stuck, and then you'd be without a Tesla like you. So
You take
glad
it
you
with
got
like
your Tesla.
yeah, yeah, you take it with like a grain of salt, I guess is
Yeah.
like isn't that what that saying is? Like you take it with a grain of salt. Like you could
Yeah,
definitely take
exactly.
it into consideration.
Right.
But you take it with a grain of salt. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like if you feel confident and good in the decision that you're making, like it's not that big of a deal if like somebody's not fully on board. Or I guess it also really depends on who it is, like what you were saying, like if they're paying
True.
your bills,
Yeah.
sleeping in your bed, like okay,
Yeah.
that like yes, they
Yeah.
have like you have to have somebody's full support, but like
Right,
for
right.
anything else, like you just take it with a grain of salt. So, but
Mhm,
also like I'm thinking about how people who don't have support of their families, because like our families are
mhm.
super supportive and whatever. So
Yep, yep.
somebody who doesn't have the support of their family, I feel like that has to be really
Oh,
challenging,
man,
so
yeah, that would be rough. Because, like I said, I was trying to think, through examples, and there's not really many times where I've tried to do something and my family has just been like, "No, we don't think that's a good idea." They just be like, "Okay, well, that's Anthony. He says he's gonna apply for this reality show, and he's gonna do it, and one day we're gonna turn on our TV, and there he's gonna be making out with some girl in his swim trunks on a beach somewhere, and we're not gonna be surprised."
and that's how it should be.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, so I got one more quick question. Maybe this will just be yeah, this one pretty straightforward. Is, and this, when I say this, I'm talking relationship as in like could be with anybody. Could be a coworker,
Mhm.
could be a friend, could just be somebody you meet. Just relationship when it comes to interacting with other people. What is your biggest turn off relationally when it comes to being around somebody? Like, what's you meet somebody again, Brittany or Bridget, whatever I said earlier, and you hang around her for an hour and she does XYZ or says XYZ, and that's when you know, nah, me and Bridget, we ain't gonna be cool. I can't do Bridget. It's like, what would she have to do for you to be like, nah?
I feel like there are a lot of things. I'm,
Oh,
like,
okay.
trying to think. I just feel like there are a lot of things, but it's for, like, different categories of people. I think of, like, coworkers, friends, a relationship. Like, um, I think maybe something that could apply to all 3 is, like, somebody who's, like, not confident and, like, super timid. So, like, I would think if somebody wasn't
Oh,
confident or timid in their abilities, like, at work, I would basically have to, like, walk them through everything constantly. Like, I would
mm,
have to make decisions for them, and I don't wanna have to do that. Like, I want them to be able to work independently. So, if there was somebody that I was working with and they were super timid and weren't confident in the decisions that they made, like, I would think they would probably make a lot of mistakes. They would ask for a lot of my help. So, I feel like that wouldn't be something that's good. Um, a friend who's like I'm pretty outgoing, and if like somebody who's more timid and not confident, I think it'd be really, really hard for me to have a conversation with them. Um, and also like I'm such an open book that like I just like talk about everything like with my friends and
yeah.
family, like and there's nothing ever that like goes too far. Like it's like they're not like, "Oh my god, like, I don't wanna talk about that." Like, we don't talk about our private parts or, like, whatever it is. Like, if I wanna make
Yeah.
some funny fucking comment about me getting fake tits, like,
Yeah.
that's funny,
Right.
okay? Like, if you're, like,
Mhm.
timid and shy and, like, not confident, like, you might feel weird about me saying, like, "Yes, I'm gonna get fake tits," or, like, I
Mhm.
don't know. Like, I just feel like yeah. Or in a relationship, if somebody was, like, super shy and timid, like, I would feel like I wanna be feminine in a girl, and I think, like, I don't wanna carry the relationship feeling like I'm masculine, so I need somebody to just, like,
Mhm.
take me along and, like, make decisions for me because, like, I just wanna be like a little puppy dog that's, like, going for a walk.
Uh-huh.
Like, they just have everything
Yeah.
handled, which is just, like, an ideal situation for me. So I feel like that would be a big one. Like, if somebody was, like, super shy and timid, like, I
Yeah.
think they might get scared with, like, how big my personality is when it comes to
Mhm.
relationships, friendships, work, like yeah, I don't know. Like, I think
Mhm.
that would be a big one.
That's good.
I mean,
That's
I
a good
could also,
answer.
like, go with something, like, basic, like, trustworthiness, like but I feel
Sure.
like that's such a super basic answer, so I think what I would really say is, like, if somebody's, like, too timid or shy and, like, not
Huh.
confident, um,
Yeah.
that would be, like, something that would just be, like, we're not gonna vibe. If you're, like, too shy,
Exactly.
like, to me, I'd be like, "You're a loser." Like, "I'm sorry." Like, you're not fun enough to, like,
Yes.
me to wanna
Yes.
spend my time around, like, I wanna go to my coworker and be like, "Oh my god, I was
Mhm.
blackout drunk last night," or, like, whatever. Like, I
Exactly.
wasn't, but, like, I wanna
Right.
feel confident that, like, my coworker or, like, my friend or whatever is not gonna go to fucking HR and, like, be like, "Oh my
Right,
god,"
right.
like it's like, okay. Like, we all have our
Mhm.
own, like, home lives. Like, if I want to talk about how, like, Grayson pooped and it came out of his diaper, like, don't be a loser and just, like,
Right.
like, I just wanna talk about that stuff and maybe that is too far, but, like, I just got a big personality where I'm open and so I want somebody who vibes with me well. Like, you just can't be
Yes.
a loser. You can't be boring and that's it. What about you? What did you put down?
I put I something to the effect of like don't I couldn't do inauthentic people. Like people
Mm,
who are just
mhm.
obviously fake and obviously not themselves and whatever version of like your real self is, like that's fine. Some personalities like you said are going to gel better with me because I'm the same way. Like if you can't hang, if we I've shared this story 1,000 times, but if I take you to a wedding and you're just going to sit at the table and you're just too scared to get out and dance and take advantage of that open bar, that's cool if that's how you are, but that's probably you're probably not my person because I need my person out there. We're gonna be getting crazy, getting low, taking advantage of that DJ. But you absolutely can't do it whatsoever. It's just yeah, inauthentic people, people who are just fake and put on a show for people or just borrow their personality from I don't know TikTok or something, or have no personality because they just didn't do the work or haven't done the work to develop that personality. I see videos on TikTok all the time of like POV, you're on a date with like a super hot 10 out of 10 girl, but she has like no personality. She doesn't know how to have a conversation. So you ask her questions, she just gives like yes or no answers and she gets on her phone, but she's super hot, right? But in my head, I'm just like, see, like sure, maybe for a few minutes it's like, oh yeah, I got a date with this super hot 10 out of 10 baddie, but like at the end of the day, I would take just the girl who's herself, can, maybe she's making some corny dad jokes, or maybe she's talking about some anime that she watched last night, or maybe her clothes, she's excited to show it off because she went thrift store shopping before our date and she found like this weird vintage outfit. Like, who cares if that's not the Instagram model stamp of approval type girl? Like, I would take that type of goofy, quirky herself girl over the 10 out of 10 who doesn't know how to have a conversation any day of the week. So yeah, I just need people just to be themselves, and people, because I think number one, I've done so much work working on figuring out who I am, that I just want that type of authenticity reciprocated with who I'm with. And number two, I don't want to ever feel tempted to not be who I am because of the person that I'm around, because I've done so much work. So for example, the wedding thing, like I took somebody to a wedding and she just wasn't having it. It's just seems just I don't know, it's just bad. But I then felt weird about like, well, I want to go out and dance and I want to go drink and I want to do this, but I'm technically here with her. So maybe I should sit there. And then when people are coming up to be like, Anthony, why aren't you, shaking your butt on the dance floor? You like the song. Then I have to be like, oh no, I'm just kind of tired and just kind of just want to chill tonight, even though I'm not tired and I don't want to just chill, but because the person I'm around, that's their vibes. And so now I gotta pretend like I'm something I'm not in that situation. So I just rather just be like, nah, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna do me, and I want you to be you, and you do you, and let's just be real together. So that's how I think
So,
about that.
moral of the story, if you want to be friends with Anthony and I, you just can't be a fucking loser.
Just don't
That's
be a
just
loser.
yeah, no, not
Sorry.
just hold on, not just a loser, a fucking loser,
Okay.
okay? If you go to a wedding, you have to drop it like it's hot. You have to get super
You got
drunk. Like,
to.
if it's an
You
open bar,
got
like you
to.
have to.
Oh
Like, I
my
just feel like it's
gosh.
necessary. Like, if I want to talk about my body parts, like if I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, look at this like bump I have on my butt,
Right.
like just don't be a fucking loser, okay? Like
Yeah.
that's just how it is. So, moral of the story, don't be a fucking loser
Mhm.
if you want to be around
Just
Anthony and
if you
I.
want to go and worry about how good you look and your Instagram being perfect and having the perfect speech and all this perfection because it's just all fake, then you can go do that. But yeah, I'm gonna be dancing on some table and it's gonna look horrible because I'm a bad dancer, but I'm gonna be having fun, so I really don't care.
Exactly.
So it is what it is. So, anyways,
Exactly.
that's yeah, that's just what, 4 of the 100 questions I went through on that
A
application.
100?
So, yeah, there was a lot, man. Oh, it took forever.
Oh
Yeah, it was
god,
a
I don't know if
lot.
I can do that. I don't have the stamina.
They just ask you about like, "Tell us about your childhood. Tell us about your brothers, your sisters. Tell us
Do
about
you
your kids."
think
So
they
much.
actually read through every application? Or
Hmm,
you know how like
hmm.
resumes, like they basically like type in a
Oh,
keyword
yeah.
and then it like filters everything. Like, and then
Interesting.
you just read through those. I feel like that's how it's gotta be. Like, if
That
they're like, all right,
has to be because
we can have one mom on this season. They
yeah.
search the word mom,
Mm,
and then they go
yeah.
through all those applications. Like, Because there's no way. Like, how many people would you have to employ to
Exactly.
go through thousands and thousands of people's
Uh,
answers? And each
yep.
person has like 100 answers. Like, there's
Has
no
a
way.
hundred
Like, it has to
answers.
be
Yes.
a thing that like sorts through it, like resume. Like, they just search like a
Hmm.
specific word and then they find someone, right?
I think that's why that I agree because that's why I didn't want to rush through it and then get tired and then some of my answers just be so bland because I'm like, if they do what you talk about and they only look at certain ones, really, I didn't want to take the chance of the one or two that they actually look at to be lame because I was tired and I just wanted to just rush through it. And then now I shot myself in the foot because the ones they actually looked at were lame. So I'm like, I'm gonna make sure
Right.
every single answer is juicy, is hot, it's fun, it's witty, it's good, it's interesting, just in case this one question they pull, it'll be good enough to at least get their intention and get their attention. So I agree with you. So we'll see. I guess we'll find out. I think they said on the application, I think I could share this, that the filming is in October. So because you have to like be available when they tell you their filming schedule is. So they ask you before you even fill out the application, like, are you going to be free from October or whatever to October or November or whatever? So, anyways, like if you don't see me in October or November, then just maybe assume they liked what they read and they gave me a call and I'm shooting a show and then sometime in 2027 it'll come out on Netflix, and that would be great. If not, then you can just keep finding me here every week on the podcast, and that's good as well because I love doing this podcast, so that's all right.
It's fine. It's fine. The future is bright, even if
It's
the show
very
isn't in
bright.
there.
I guess we'll see. Well, everybody, curious to know what maybe some of your answers to those questions were. Love to hear your thoughts. Love to hear your opinions. Love to learn more about you all just as we continue to share more about ourselves on the show. So don't forget, if you want to chat it up with us, you can reach us through the socials, the email, which is the singleparentspodcast@gmail.com. Do all the things, subscribe. We will yeah, I guess we'll just be back next week rocking and rolling, right?
Woohoo! Can't wait.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Peace and blessings.